Neil Williams is at the barrier. How's it looking at the 1400, Neil?
Yes, Wilco, things are looking good here. General Nadim, just an absolute pitcher. He just looks gorgeous. I spoke to a couple of the jockeys here. The most confident, I think, Danny Brereton.
Oh!
Well, there's a little bit of a mishap here. Number 14, Bradley Stewart's just got turfed off.
Spring Fountain at mega odds.
But he's okay. He's on his feet. Everybody's favourite, Chief De Beers, looks fine, but I'm sticking with Danny Brereton, the international jockey, a very confident smirk on his dial as he went into the barrier, so I'll stick with him.
OK, listen, Neil, you've ridden this track plenty of times. What's the story from the 1400 barrier?
Here, well, you want to be, in the first half a dozen as such, and barrier's obviously going to play a big part in this, but Danny's horse, he said he's very relaxed, and he'll give him every chance. Maybe he's run a little bit bad, but luck plays a big part in this game, and if it goes his way, well, he's the one to beat. OK, thanks very much, Neil. Quick look at the course map, Richard.
The 1400 metres, a long straight run to the first corner, and then they turn into the straight for the final 450 metres. Barrier's not so important here, Wilco.
The AAMI Magic Millions Cup, race 5, $500,000 as we join Wayne Wilson.
They're all set now. No, Indy Man was in, backed away. Favourite is General Nadim, $3.35 and $1.80. They're set to go. Okay, all ready for a start. Starter going to the platform. 1400 metres, a beautiful starting point, this one. A lovely straight run along the back. Light on. Ready to jump. They're set. Racing now, Blazing Steel and My Halo broke fast away. Indy Man is ridden with some urgency, and Chief De Beers is out of the pack. Huge Jet is going forward in the early part. General Nadim began nicely. He's settling fourth with Sovereign State. Now Mansour's going forward, but he's trapped off the track. He must be 6 wide into that first bend. Spender's next. My Halo Broker's next on the rails. Grey and Gold caught a little bit wide. Pleasure Giver getting back with Arimathea, then Triplo. Blazing Steel can't go the speed at all early. He's second last, and Spring Fountain's at the rear. El Mansour and General Nadim, they're the joint leaders as they come down the side. Just short of 800 metres to go. The General's over on the fence now, and he looks as though he's cruising. He's a half in front of El Mansour. Chief De Beers has parked away third on the inside of Sovereign State, followed by Indy Man. Racing outside of Huge Jet. Further back, Grey and Gold, My Halo Broke, and then Spend in the centre. Pleasure Giver, Triplo and Blazing Steel. They're on the home turn, 400 metres to go. General Nadim and Jimmy Burns got a big grip on him as they straighten up. General Nadim moved away a length and a half in front. Chief De Beers has entered the clear. El Mansour's gone. He's under pressure. Coming to the outside. Spender's running on. The General's in front. Now he goes for the shillelagh on him. He beat it away. He's 2 lengths clear of Chief De Beers. Spender's up to third. It's the General in front. He's back today. This is what we've been waiting for him to do. And General Nadim raced away in the run to the line. Look at Jimmy Burns stand in the irons as they hit the line. And General Nadim has beaten Spend. It's a photo for third. In the photo there we have Pleasure Giver and Arimathea. My Halo Broke next. Chief De Beers stopped in the straight, then Blazing Steel, Huge Jet. Well back in the field was Grey and Gold, El Mansour, Sovereign State, Triplo, and then Spring Fountain and Indy Man. General Nadim.
General Nadim, what a training performance by Clary Connors. This horse has been out of sorts for a long time. Magic Millions winner last year and winner, of course, of the Newmarket Handicap. But whatever the key is, Clary certainly found it today.
Well, he found it here as General Nadim. The jockey gave him a kick in the ribs and away he went. He raced about 3 in front. And here they come the chasers. Spend in the white and pink colours on the extreme outsides, making some ground. And Blazing Steel way out wide. Pleasure Giver running on well. But no stopping the General. Back to his absolute best today. And that's great to see for racing because he is a champion horse on his day.
And a great ride by Jimmy Byrne.
Look at the speed of this horse. When he's gone to his top speed, and as you can see here, he's going that quick. He has broken the track record for the 1400 metres, and he's done it all on his own out in front. So that is an absolutely incredible effort from General Nadim. And you see the jockey just urging him to the line, and the horse is doing his absolute best. There he is hitting the line. What a fantastic effort.
Well, it was a great effort because there were 3 or 4 horses desperate for the lead in the early stages. Indy Man, Huge Jet among them. But the General's taken them all on and has burnt them off at the turn. And has gone to the line hard ridden by Jimmy Byrne, but I would imagine with plenty up his sleeve still. The General is back. He's got the money. Jimmy Byrne is very happy. Let's go to the mounting enclosure and Max Presnell.
What is General Nadeem, Clary?
Well, mate, he's all bagging the swim. He's a champion horse, and you shouldn't bag champions. You know that you've been around a little bit longer than me, about the same time. You shouldn't bag champions. You know, they're great horse. He's a great horse, mate, honestly. You know, I'm so lucky now I'm lucky to be able to train him.
Clary, how'd you get him back?
Oh, well, with just a bit of tender loving care and a lot of hard work, I promise you.
But it must have been one of your more satisfying moments.
Yeah.
You've won Golden Slippers, you've won
Right.
Group 1s before, you've been happy before.
Yeah, I know, but it's a bit of achievement. I a lot of personal satisfaction, promise you. I got to
Good
go.
on you, Clary, get into it. Okay, back you go.
He's about to join winning jockey Jimmy Byrne as he comes back to scale on General Nadeem. No? Okay. Couldn't keep up. He went so fast. He broke the track record.
There's Jimmy Byrne just pointing at the horse saying he is the number one, and he is the number one horse of the Gold Coast, and he was sold at the Magic Millions, and here he is coming back through the winners parade down the side there with all the crowd cheering him. They love him up here in Queensland.
It was a great disappointment in Melbourne in the spring, General Nadeem, after winning the Newmarket in the autumn. Clary Connors says whatever was wrong with him wasn't physical. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know whether Clary's become a psychoanalyst or what, but the General maybe had his mind on other things.
Well, he's a 4-year-old stallion, and they tend to get their minds on other things during the springtime, and now in the autumn, things have settled down for him, and he's put his best foot forward, and he's a great horse on his good day. So there he is having a good blow, and so he should. He's just run 1,400 metres faster than any horse has ever done it at the Gold Coast.
The General is the winner. Number 1, General Nadeem. 11, Spend. Richard Friedman's tip has run second. And number 6, Pleasure Giver. We'd have the trifecta here. I've tipped Pleasure Giver. He's got third. We should have had the money. Well, we'll check those officially along with the dividends when we return to the Gold Coast Turf Club after this break. Oh boy, are they happy. The connections of General Nadeem after his victory in the AAMI Magic Millions Cup here at the Gold Coast broke the track record, 1 minute 20.53 for the 1,400 metres here on the Southport track, the Gold Coast Turf Club. A sensational performance. General Nadeem back to his absolute best. Well done to jockey Jimmy Byrne and, of course, trainer Clary Connors. A fantastic effort, especially, well, pretty much first up, you've got to say. Let's check the dividends officially for you. Number 1, General Nadeem, the winner, winning by 2 3/4 lengths, has paid $3.35 and $1.85 in Queensland. Second, number 11, Spend, returned $2.60 on the Queensland tab. And number 6, Pleasure Giver, $3.40. The winner paid pretty much line ball for New South Wales and on Super Tab in southeastern Australia. And Quinellas and trifectas on screen. Let's take another look at the last 200 of this race. It's worth seeing because the General just brained them in the finish.
Look at him flatten out there. He gets low to the ground and he really stretches. His ears are pinned back because that's because he's doing his absolute best. And there's not a horse in that field can give the General a start when he runs that sort of time and beat him. And he is flattened right out, driving from behind. He's a very, very powerful horse. Goes to the line really well.
In the end, money came for Almanzor and it started favourite ahead of the General.
Yes, that's surprising. I would have thought that the General, if anything, because of his popularity in Queensland, would have been the favourite. But no, Almanzor was the one. But he wasn't a match for the General today. The General was just way too good.
And it was a dream result, considering this is the Magic Millions Carnival. He was last year's winner, and they couldn't have had a better advertisement for the whole race week.
Exactly right. He's been a great horse to Queensland, Magic Millions, and his connections. And well done, Clary Connors, the trainer. A very difficult job.
That's the major support event, the AAMI Magic Millions Cup, $500,000 prize money. Race 6 to come, and then of course the big one of the day, the Honda Magic Millions, the 7th event on the program here, $1 million. Will the favourite win that race as easily, Testarossa? We'll wait and see. Ready for the presentation now. Following the AAMI Cup, we go to the mounting enclosure and Gordon Bray.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the saddling enclosure, and what an ovation for the General. What a performance, and what a great ride by Jim Byrne. We're now halfway through what has been a wonderful day so far. We're building, of course, to the Magic Millions itself. But I hope you're all faring very well because the favourites are doing pretty well so far. But it's now my great pleasure to welcome the CEO of AAMI, who sponsored the race, a $500,000 race, Mr. Brian Keane and Amy, great supporters of thoroughbred racing in Australia with the Victoria Derby and the Golden Slipper. Brian.
Ladies and gentlemen, Committee of the Gold Coast Turf Club, Peter Gallagher, the Magic Millions Company, can I just say how delighted we are at Amy to be involved in this fantastic event. Not just the Magic Millions, but I think this particular race has added a great deal of colour and glamour to the whole event. Everybody loves to see a champion win. I think there's only one thing better, and that's to see a champion come back. And today, it's my very great pleasure to congratulate all the connections of General Nadeem and to present the Amy Cup to Dr. Fred Schubert on behalf of the connections. Congratulations, you must be very proud. Thank you. Could we also, at this time, congratulate Clary Connors on a remarkable training performance. Clary Connors. Congratulations, Clary. Congratulations. You don't get to speak yet. and Jim Byrne on a marvellous ride. Congratulations, Jim. Well done.
Thanks very much to Brian Keane. Well, Dr. Fred Schubert, just very briefly, a big heart. I know Farlap had a big heart. What about this horse?
Thanks very much, but it will be very briefly, because 2 years ago to the day when we won the Magic Millions, Keith McLean came up and tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "Fred, if you don't shut up soon, the horses for the next race will be coming out." So it will be brief, but first of all, I'd like to thank Amy for this wonderful trophy, and there's no doubt the General's back, and what is he back with that record behind him? And we must congratulate Ron and Helen Ashdown who bred this great horse, and Clary Connors and all the flack he's been through, and to get the horse ready to win this race in such brilliant fashion. And of course, we've stuck with Jimmy Byrne after that horrible 2 runs in Melbourne. I think that's all, and thanks very much. Good.
Thanks very much, Dr. Fred Schubert. Congratulations to the connections and all concerned with the General. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's back to Gary Wilkinson.
General Nadeem, great winner in the Amy Magic Millions Cup. I did say that he won the Magic Millions last year, but Gordon, of course, was quite right. It was 2 years ago that the General won the big race here, and he's returned in triumph today to take the Amy Cup. Fantastic performance. Let's check what's happening now in the betting ring with Pat Welsh and Wayne Harris.
Gary, the Woodies, as expected, have opened up favourites here, and a little bit of move for the Woodies early on into fractional odds, hanging around about the $2.50 mark on the tote. The other horse in commission is number 13, Superior Red, Mick Dittman's mount. And it does look a race in 2, I suppose, this one, Wayne.
The Woodies just got a bit of an awkward barrier in 10, but comes from the right stable. Alan Bailey, Glenn Collister steering him round. He's my choice.
Now, as far as the punting challenge went, we just got knocked off for the trifecta there, didn't we? Pleasure Giver storming home.
It's been our story all day. I did mention Pleasure Giver just before the race. Didn't realise I'd left him out. But anyway, we'll go all out here. We'll put 100 on the Woodies to win. And I just want to know if I get the $20 back that you snipped me before to buy the pies and the beer before.
Yes, you'll definitely get the 20 back. Trust me. All right, we're on the Woodies for the punters challenge, and we're still just slightly in front. The Woodies' victory will put us nicely in front, Wilco.
Thank you very much, Paddy. We'll check on Richard Friedman's tip for this race shortly, but let's get on to the main race. Again, Testarossa we saw being unloaded from the float in superb condition. On looks, you certainly want to line up to back him.
I want to back Testarossa. He's a fantastic horse. He's done everything right since the spring when he had his first start in Melbourne. He's gone to Sydney, won in Sydney, so he's won in the right direction, because they race differently in Melbourne, of course, to the way they race in Sydney, and he's done very well.
Fantastic performance for a young trainer, Dean Lawson, to bring this horse this far.
Very, very exciting for Dean Lawson and his trainer, and his jockey, I should say, Eddie Kassar, because it'll be a big break for Eddie as well.
Fantastic day, and that race, of course, is now just 2 short races away. Tremendous crowd is packed into the Gold Coast Turf Club course here today, and there you can see some of the trophies on display. Superb day, glorious, very, very warm. The breeze getting up now just to cool things off, a fraction for which the patrons, as I said before, will be very grateful indeed. Not all that far away from the main race, rather, one between then and now, and we'll be back after this break.
Yes, great excitement here on the Gold Coast for this Magic Millions meeting, and with the AAMI Magic Millions Cup going to a former Magic Millions winner, that really gave the crowd something to cheer about, Max Presnell.
Yes, and it did show that General Nadeem is back to his best. The time was there. The effort was just outstanding. Congratulations to Clary Connors for getting the horse back.
Race 6 then, the Conrad Jupiter's handicap over 1,400 metres.
Well, the money horse here is undoubtedly the Woodies. The Woodies will wear blinkers for the first time, be ridden by Glenn Collis, trained by the very astute Alan Bailey, and the Woodies is in from $3.25 to $2.65. Certainly the Woodies is the money horse. Incidentally, the Woodies has drawn Barry at 10, the same gate that General Nadeem had, and of course Testarossa will be chasing, if the Woodies can get away with this, will be chasing 3 winners in a row from that gate.
So the scratchings 3, 10 and 12 from the Conrad Jupiter's handicap.
Superior Red
metres.
2 has been backed in this race. That's number 13. Superior Red, a Mick Dittman mount, is currently at $3.50.
Wilco, we need some more of your inspiration.
Well, I'm inspired by Mick Dittman and Superior Red in this race. That's just my prognostication. I don't know whether you've noticed that in the background of any of our shots as the horses mill round behind the barrier, the clerk of the course. Traditionally, clerks of the course ride a grey horse, and some of the greatest greys in Australian racing history have ended their days as clerk of the course horses. Ming Dynasty for one. Sub-Zero, Melbourne Cup winner currently, is a clerk of the course horse in Melbourne. And here, Cole Diesel is the horse ridden by the clerk of the course. Cole Diesel won the 1989 Caulfield Cup. Sensational horse on his day, trained by Greg Mance. But according to racing legend Johnny Tapp, grey is not a true horse colour. It is rather a pigmentation resulting from a disease of the skin. Over the years, as I said, there have been some champion grey thoroughbreds, and Johnny Tapp takes us down memory lane, beginning with perhaps the greatest grey of them all, Gunsynd.
Gunsynd was a racehorse that grew on Woodie's tears. He kept the punters out.
His nickname was the Gundawindi Grey. He did the cause of the grey horse so much good because of his nickname. What a crowd pleaser. He recognised a television camera when he saw one, and he would play up to the crowd more than any horse I've ever seen. He wasn't the greatest horse that ever looked through a bridle, but he was as genuine as they come. His record proved he was very talented. He won a Doncaster with 9 stone 7. He won an Epsom with 8 stone 10. And he ran 3rd in a Melbourne Cup, and he couldn't run anywhere near 2 miles, but he ran 3rd on sheer guts. Terrific horse.
If the public had a favourite in 1973, it was undoubtedly Gunsynd, the Gundawindi Grey.
And the mighty grey from Gundawindi, who's thrilled so many crowds over the last few years in Victoria. Not going to have a lot up his sleeve. He's a length and a quarter in front, but he's going to win it. Battleground and Old Icon sticking to him, but Gunsynd ridden hard, won by 3/4 of a length of Battleground.
Gunsynd retired in April after winning 29 of his 54 starts.
Greg Hall has raced to the front on Sub-Zero. He goes for home in the cup, and he might have a one. He's 3 in front. Viander Cross, Castletown trying hard, but it's the Greys Cup. Sub-Zero holding Viander Cross at bay, and Sub-Zero wins the Melbourne Cup by 2 lengths.
I had my photo taken with him one day out at Shipton Lodge Spelling Farms, and I can remember how quiet he was, how kind he was. An uncomplicated animal, just a friendly animal who loved people, and I think Melbourne Cup history is richer for his inclusion. And he's a bit of an entertainer too. He's got a few party tricks, including bowing to his fans. And he, like Gunsynd, he laps it up.
But the old marvel Ming Dynasty's holding them at bay, and Ming Dynasty's going to win the cup again. Hyperno flashes home to run second. It's going to be close.
A great racehorse, 2 Caulfield Cups, 2 Australian Cups, an AJC Metropolitan, tried his butt off every time he ever went around, and a temperament extraordinaire. A gentleman among gentlemen. He was a beautiful old horse.
Emancipation in front of Ring True, but she's going well, the filly, and Emancipation hasn't won. Emancipation wins.
He won 19 races. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of races for a mare to win. Her win in the Doncaster Handicap of 1983 is the one that stays in my mind forever. She was only a 3-year-old filly. She had more than weight for age, and she beat a team of older horses pointlessly. Ron Quinton said it was probably her greatest moment. He rode her on the day, and her acceleration was blinding in the home straight. Oh, what a win.
Here comes the mighty little Bounding Away. It's Bounding Away. Ditman pulling out everything. Bounding Away is holding Evandale Star. Diamond Show running on, but Bounding Away, she's home.
I think all those horses she rode against last Saturday, she should be able to beat them on Saturday.
He had one primary ambition in life, and that was to breed, own, and train a Golden Slipper winner. Now, that's pretty hard to do. But T.J. Smith bred Bounding Away, he owned her outright, and he trained her to win the 1986 Golden Slipper. I've never seen him as excited.
Bounding Away and Pre-Catalan coming to the line, locked together. Bounding Away goes home a little bit the better, and Bounding Away won the Slipper.
What finer compliment could he pay one of his horses than to name the place after her? He loved that filly. I remember doing a news story with him, and we were standing in the stable with Bounding Away, and he had his arm around her neck and a glint in his eye and a very outward affection for the little grey filly.
Bounding Away about 2 lengths on Round the World, making no impression on that Our Star line, but what a super filly is Bounding Away.
Johnny Tapp, a famous grey himself, talking about famous greys, and there certainly have been some in Australian racing history. The big feature race, the Honda Magic Millions, is not far away. We've got the Conrad Jupiter's handicap coming up, first of all, race 6, and then on to the main event. And if there's to be a danger to the favourite, Testarossa, it could be Territorial, trained in Canberra by Frank Cleary, who's trained a Magic Millions winner before with Clan O'Sullivan. In fact, he won it twice with Clan O'Sullivan those years, 92. They used to have 2 Magic Millions races in the one year. But Territorial is drawn badly at barrier 17. Now, for jockey Glenn Boss, is it possible to overcome this?
The whole week's been built up, like all the horses in the Magic Million, built up to this one race, and his preparation's been perfect as far as I'm concerned. He's had a real easy week. He didn't need a lot. All he did just keep ticking him over, and Frank's done a remarkable job with the horse. He looks magnificent. Unfortunately, we draw a bit of a wide marble, but its history shows that the Magic Million can be won from out wide, you know. And this horse is a really adept type of horse. He's quick out of the machines, but the first thing he does is relax, which is a really big thing for a 2-year-old. He's not a horse that jumps out and comes out running, and if he's wide, he won't be. He'll sort of be relaxed. I'm just hoping to get in somewhere, like if I get in 3 wide with cover, you know, anywhere from in the first 10. If he's in striking distance on the turn, I know this horse will really hit the line strong, so they won't want to be mucking around at the end, because this horse will really find the line.
Glenn Boss, he rode a long odds winner in the second race on Friends and Lovers. He's on Territorial, looking to knock off the favourite in the Honda Magic Millions. Great day here on the Gold Coast, and the fashions have been superb. The racing has been fantastic. The weather is just out of this world. And of course, at this time of year, January, high summer, high fashion, and the very best of the thoroughbred sales and horse racing with the Magic Millions. It is a phenomenal formula for success for the Queensland Gold Coast. The Conrad Jupiter's handicap is coming up now. Paddy Welsh sure to be able to find a winner for us in this.
Well, Gary, we're desperate for the Woodies to win for our punting challenge, aren't we? And that's the way the punters have been going, Wayne, haven't they? Very, very solid support for the favourite here in the ring.
Only really the 2 that have been kept pretty safe here, 7 and 13. And we've had our $100 on number 7, the Woodies, and God give him strength. Others with a little bit of sprinkling are 8 and 9. It's on Tap and the Scoundrel.
Yes, we just saw an interview with Glenn Boss, and he's always a very confident rider, very good rider here at the Gold Coast, started his career here. And his horse, the Scoundrel, is at pretty solid support in the ring. It hasn't moved too far from about double each way quote. But as I said, the one that they are after is the Woodies, and it has been solid in betting all the way through. So we were leading up and just speaking to Lloyd Merlin moments ago about the Magic Millions, still odds on the favourite, and the only other one they're interested in backing is Shalt Not. That is one race away, the big one.
Magic Millions Day on the Gold Coast. Runners going out onto the track for race 6, and of course the one to follow this will be the Honda Magic Millions itself. This will be the Conrad Jupiter's handicap coming up, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. You know, as much as the glory and the glamour is part of racing, so too is the very real threat of a mid-race fall. In fact, we saw Gavin Duffy and Gary Baker come down and injure themselves, not badly, fortunately, in the first race. But there is a contentious issue in racing. From December 1 last year, a new law came into effect that jockeys must wear protective vests. Some of them don't like it, I can tell you. But Wayne Harris now has a chat to Glenn Bosch to see what he and the others really think of them.
There's been a bit of controversy over the new vest that jockeys have to wear, and I'm joined by Glenn Bosch to tell us a bit about the vest.
Hey, Wayne. Yeah, Wayne, they're not bad. You know, I mean, they weigh about ½ a kilo. As you see, they're quite well padded, mainly around the kidney area, which is a bit of a problem. I think the main thing they want to try and sort out with them is when we have a fall, horses coming through behind. If you get stood on the kidneys or the back region, you know, it could probably end your career or rupture your kidneys or anything like that. That's the main thing. Around the rib area, rib cage, if you get stood around the rib or heart area, it could be quite dangerous. Personally, a lot of the jockeys, for me, I think they're okay. A lot of jockeys find them a bit constricting with the heat up here in Queensland especially. Me personally, I think I'd rather cop the heat a little bit if it saves your life or saves your kidneys or your ribs or even your heart if you get stood on that area. I think it's worthwhile. They only weigh ½ a kilo. We're given a kilo allowance, so for most jockeys who are trying to struggle with their weight, they're given an extra kilo, ½ a kilo in the end anyway. Personally, I think they're a great idea.
Well, protective-wise, they certainly would be, Richard, but what about the weight factor?
Well, they're allowed a 1 kilo allowance for the weight of the vest, and as Glenn Bosch just said, they're only less than ½ a kilo, so they're getting a free kick for ½ a kilo, but that's a little contentious in racing. A lot of heavier jockeys are weighing lighter now, but they're very, very good for protection.
What about in the real hot conditions, though, like here or racing in Darwin or Singapore, places like that?
Well, they have been complaining about that, and let's hope that a jockey never faints because of the heat under a vest, and that the vest may actually cause an accident, but it hasn't happened yet, and I think I'm along with Glenn Bosch. I think as long as it saves lives, I'd be prepared to put up with the heat too.
OK, horses here on their way to the barrier for the Conrad Jupiter's handicap race 6, 1,400 metres. The distance, what's the Richmond-Friedman selection in this one?
Well, I'm going with the Woodies, number 7, the Woodies. He ran 4th at Eagle Farm at his last start. I think that's pretty good form. He's trained here on the track by Alan Bailey, who's in scintillating form, and the stable is going very well. Glenn Collis, the leading local jockey, will ride the horse, and I'll stick with the Woodies from barrier 10. OK, I reckon Mick might crack it here on number 13, Superior Red. That's my bet. Let's find out what it looks like down in the enclosure, what the late market movers are, with Gordon Bray and Max Presnell.
Yes, well, certainly there has been plenty of money on the tote, Max, for the Woodies. Glenn Collis mount, 265 into 250.
Yeah, the Woodies looks nice, breaking out a little, but that's no drawback on a day like today. However, there's also good betting on the next page for number 13, Superior Red. Superior Red is trained by Paul Sutherland, be ridden by Mick Dittman, and he's a 3-year-old. He looks very, very fit and certain to make a bold showing. Superior Red is starting from the 6th gate, and you would expect Mick Dittman, under those circumstances, to be able to give him the run of the race. Superior Red is 365 to 405. Not a marked drift, but certainly still very well in the market.
Well, Max, I have Melbourne Cup winning jockey Chris Muntz with me, and Chris will